friends, it's Chelsea Face Reads here. I hope that you're having a wonderful day today. I am in my car right now because I wanted to stop by the library today because I did a poll. If you check out my community tab here on YouTube, I wanted to do a video where I read horror books for like a Halloween themed vlog. I don't think I even specifically said horror. Maybe I'll check the poll. Where I said I would do a Halloween themed vlog. Well, I do have some books that would work for this, but I'm not sure what I'm in the mood to read. So what I think I'm going to do for this video is I'm going to take all of the horror and thriller books, anything that is spooky season themed, and I'm going to read the first chapter, maybe the first two chapters, depending on how it's sectioned, because you know sometimes they don't do chapters in books. I'm going to talk about them in this video with you, and I'm also going to go to the library and pick up some books. I don't know how many I'll get, but I'm here at the library about to go in, and I'll show you what I pick up inside. Okay, so I am back from the library, and I got two books. I'm not sure if they're horror or thriller because my library does not have a horror section. They do have little stickers on the side that like say suspense or some other things, but they don't specifically have a horror section, which is what I was looking for. That's unfortunate. The town I live in is very old money, historic. There's a lot of kids, so it's like a good mix of books I don't read. I'm more likely to read the kid stuff than the historical older people stuff, but they don't have a lot of horror and they don't have a lot of things that I typically read other than like graphic novels and manga. So I don't always find things here. I do like to use the service where they ship it to the library and you come pick it up from other local libraries, because there are fairly local libraries near me that do have a lot of horror. So that's what I usually do for them, but this time I didn't have time to do that, so I just went in blind and found two books. I first found Baby Teeth. This is one that I've been interested in reading for years. It's always been on my wish list on Amazon. Zoe Stage. I think that's how you say that name. This one I think is about a child who is a monster, like evil demon baby. I don't know much about it. I kind of want to go in blindly, but that's all I really know about it. It's not too long, less than 300 pages, about 300 pages. So if I do choose to read this one, it won't take me that long. Like I said, I'm going to go in blind, read the first chapter of that one. I also picked up Local Woman Missing by Mary Kubica. I did also want to read this one a few years ago, and I kept it on my wish list for a long time, and I took it off because, I don't know, you just move on from stuff. But it does still sound really good based off the synopsis that I just read. So I think I will give it a shot. I'm trying to find how many pages it is. It's about 350. I think that reading the first chapter or two will give me an idea if this is what I want to read. And if I don't read any of these from the library, I'll just bring them back. It's no problem. I'm constantly coming to the library and always using their Dropbox and things. So at least I supported the library by coming to the library. I do recommend doing that. Even if you don't read the books you're checking out, go to your library and check out some books. Use their computer systems. Use things that are in the library often, because they are struggling right now with getting funding from our governments and local governments. And if you pay attention to politics, you should know why that's happening. And if not, then oh my goodness, what are you doing? We are in a library crisis at the moment, and I've been trying for the past like 3 or 4 years to support my library as wholeheartedly as I can. So I highly recommend checking out the different services that your local library has. If you don't have a local library, maybe you can look into having some shipped to you, because sometimes I think in bigger cities they do that. I don't know the details though. For now, I have a couple of things work related to do. It is late Friday afternoon. I got off early at noon today because that's just how my Fridays work during certain times of the year. It is 1:30 p.m. right now, and I've got to go get some balloons inflated for my job. I'm doing some kind of event tomorrow. I'm doing 2 events tomorrow, actually. Yeah, I'm gonna go and do those chores. I've got a couple more things I got to do before I head home for the day, and then I'm gonna go home, and I've got a lot of stuff to do, but I'm going to read those chapters with you. So yeah, you can see Yang peeking. I'm so sorry, y'all. While it isn't Halloween yet, it is mid-August when I'm filming this. So yeah, I'm just gonna show you all of the books that I have here and then rank them in the order I think I'll like them. And then I'm gonna start reading the first chapter or 2 of each one, let you know which ones I'm most interested in, and then read them for this vlog. So let's just get into that. I at least want to read 2, maybe 3 for this video. So this might take a while for me to upload, so I hope that you're excited. I have The Cut. This is by C.J. Dodson. I think this one is about like a hotel that something creepy is happening at. I did attempt to start this. I think I read like the first page and then I got distracted by something else that came out that was new. So I haven't really read this. That's on the chopping block today. Camp Damascus. This is by Chuck Tingle. I believe this one is about a girl who is sent to a gay conversion camp, which sounds horrifying. I did try this one a while back, but like I said, only got like 3 pages in. So I want to give that one a really good try today. I have from the library Local Woman Missing by Mary Kubica. I think this one is a mystery about a girl who maybe some of her friends went missing. Maybe she went missing. I'm not sure. I really don't know much about it. I just remember, okay, so she disappears. A bunch of girls disappear, and then she turns back up 11 years later. Sounds like a good mystery. Maybe some kind of supernatural, I don't know. But it sounded really good, so we're gonna give that a good try today. And then the last one I have for this video is Baby Teeth by Zoe Stage. Zoe Stage? How do you say this name? Zoe Stage? This one is about a woman who has a daughter. She's a stay-at-home mom, and she just gets the inkling that her child is evil. Sounds really interesting. I do like evil baby books. I think they're fun. These are the 4 books I am going to attempt to read for this video, at least starting them. If I can pick 2 of these, I would be happy. So yeah, I think just looking at them, these are the ones I think I'll enjoy in order. I think I'll like Camp Damascus the most, then Baby Teeth, then The Cut, then Local Woman Missing. That's my guesstimation as to what I'll like best, but we will see after I read the first chapters. So place your bets in the comments before I start reading them. Let me know what you think I'm gonna like more. So I just finished reading the first chapter of Camp Damascus. I decided to pick this one up first. I'm gonna kind of mix them up in different orders just to see what strikes my fancy. I really liked this. When I first originally read like a couple pages of this, I was kind of bored. I just don't think I was in the mood for it at the time, but I really liked the first chapter. This is a really high contender already so far for what I might pick up, but I am going to pick up the rest of them today and see what they're serving. So essentially about this girl who she's in high school, or is she? She's 20. I don't know, it's very confusing. They're acting like it's her last year of high school and like she's still in high school, but then she's 20 years old. I don't know, I'm very confused by that. Maybe she was held back or something. They just haven't revealed that. But she obviously is not interested in this guy and he's really into her, and she's in a super mega religious household. And they are trying to push her to be with this guy because she needs to have babies and have a family, and she's just not interested. So I think that she's gay, doesn't realize it yet. So yeah, that was really interesting. She had some really creepy stuff happen to her at the end of the chapter that was very like symbolic and supernatural. So that was really interesting. I'm excited to start the next book. So I just finished chapter, I guess 1 and 2 of Baby Teeth. They're done in like sections of, from the point of view so far of the mother and the child. I think the child is old enough to be in like 2nd grade, if I remember correctly. So she doesn't speak. She like either has a communication issue or she is lashing out at her mother and refusing to speak. Even though she knows language, she understands language, she can speak and communicate, she just refuses to communicate with them at all. Like she won't even write it down. She'll work in her workbooks at home in her homeschooling, but she will not communicate to them directly. It's very interesting. The mom is not happy that she's a mother. She obviously has some like postpartum issues, but also she does want good things for her daughter, at least it seems so. The dad just kind of seems to think that she's overreacting and the daughter's just too smart for everything and is bored with life. He's of course probably going to gaslight her throughout this, if I had to guess. Similar to there was another book I read like this, I just can't remember what it is, but I think it's going to be really interesting. I don't think I like it as much as Camp Damascus, but I am interested in this. I think I want to continue it. So far I think I prefer Camp Damascus over this one so far. So let's just see what I can get into next. So I just finished reading about 25-ish pages of Local Woman Missing. This one's chapters are super long. They're more of like characters within a time frame, like 11 years ago, present day, those kind of things. So I didn't want to read like 60 pages, so I just read about 20 something. And so far, the prologue with a woman who I think is getting kidnapped, or she's like afraid that she's being followed or something. It kind of just cuts off to black, so we don't really see what happens, if anything happens to her. But she's like going to cheat on her husband, and then another woman is, I think it's a woman, her and this guy are trapped in someone's like basement underground, and it's pretty much like a prisoner situation. I don't know how old they are or anything about it, but that's kind of what I'm at right now. It's interesting. It's definitely keeping my attention, so it's not a bad contender for what I might read. This one is a library book, so I could always recheck it out if I don't read it in time, but I did like it. It's intriguing enough so far. Now let's go see what the last book has for me. Okay, I just read the first chapter and the prologue of The Cut.
Are you shooting a video?
Just a short clip.
Hi, everyone. What's the book called? The Cut. We love The Cut. Or do we hate it?
I just read the first chapter and the prologue.
We don't know how we feel about The Cut. It's
okay.
extremely okay.
Yeah. It was okay. There's this woman who is in an abusive relationship and she's trying to escape because she's got a daughter that's really young already. And she's pregnant. She just finds out she's pregnant again and she has to get away. So she's running away from home and I think she's going to go interview to work at this hotel that's like haunted or something. I think that's what the goal is. Hello. You want to say hey, Yang?
Hello.
Oh. Hi. You say hi? You say hello?
What do you think of the book, Mr. Yang?
Did you like it?
See, I didn't like it because when Mommy was reading, she wasn't feeding me treats.
Or loving on me.
0 out of 5 stars.
So these are all the So these are all of the books that I just read a chapter or so of. And this is the order in which I liked them the best. Pretty close to what I had decided, but not quite there. I did enjoy Camp Damascus the most, I think. I will continue this one first. But the other ones were all really interesting. I think they all would be ones that I want to continue reading, honestly. I just don't know. I don't know what I'll be in the mood for after Camp Damascus. But for now, I am going to continue this one because it did intrigue me the most out of all of these stories. But so far I'm pretty pleased with where this vlog is going. But let's continue Camp Damascus. I'm on chapter 2, which is page 22. I am about 76 pages into Camp Damascus, and I already have a prediction of where I think this is going. I originally had one about halfway through that, but I've since changed my mind, so I'm gonna completely discard that first idea of what this could be. But I'm gonna put spoiler on the screen if I'm correct by the time I finish this, and if not, then I'll just let it play with no spoiler warning. I think that our main character here has gone through the conversion camp, Camp Damascus, that she's seen advertised in her cult-like town community that she's in. And I think that she is gay and that she went to this conversion camp and they have wiped her memory, or she went through some kind of hypnosis or injections or some kind of something supernatural probably, where she think that she's just lived a normal life. But actually she did go to a conversion camp and she is fighting gay thoughts, because whenever she has like a gay thought or something that is leading her into gay feelings for some other girl, she is immediately like badgered by this demon that she's seeing, or like some kind of bad thing happens to her, like she spits out bugs, some kind of crazy thing happens to her. So I think it's like, you know, them trying to teach her subconsciously not to be gay when she just can't help it. So that's what I think is happening. We will see. It's really fun so far though. It's a good time. Hi guys, so currently I'm making some flatbreads, pizzas, as you can see. I've got this little flat top thing that goes on the top of the grill. They're pretty good. We've made them. This will be the 3rd time that I've made them. They're super easy. If you're interested, I can give you the recipe that I found on Pinterest, I think. Very easy to make your own pizzas. Don't let anyone fool you. So I've got some sausage I need to use before it goes out. I've got some pepperoni, lots of cheese, some pizza sauce. So I thought, you know, quick, easy dinner. I also have a little bit of leftover soup that I think I'm gonna eat as well, because my pizza is gonna be smaller than his. But that's gonna be our dinner. I'll show it to you when it's done. I'm a soup girly. I don't know if you guys know that or if I've told you that yet. It's hard to know. I make so many videos. And I have this recipe. It's so stinking good. I will definitely leave that one in the description below. I can't think right now, because I want you guys to make it. But what I'm gonna do is I'm going to include my edits to it in that part of the description, because it was fine as is, but it didn't have as much flavor as the one that I edited. Now if you like more blander things, which typically I would, but with soup I like really bold soups, very heavy soups. I like heavy soups personally. My husband's not as big of a soup fan as me, but he still really loved this one. I've made it like 4 times in the last 3 weeks because I'm so obsessed with it. It's really good, very easy. Most of the ingredients are super easy to find. Highly recommend if you are a soup girly or guy like moi. So delicious. Mr. Yang, want to say hi to the people? Say hello. Hi. He's been such a good boy today. Oh, not in the mouth, please. He went to work with Jonathan today. We're trying to figure out a new system for him because he is almost 3 years old, coming up very soon. But he's having issues with the bathroom right now. Like, he was fully trained and that was perfect, and then all of a sudden he started having issues, like not like wetting himself standing there or anything, but like we were starting to catch accidents, and I don't know why. So I think I'm gonna get some pads because we've tried correcting this issue. We've looked up every technique, we've asked people who do it. I've done what we've done before that worked. It's just not working. So I think I'm gonna have to get some puppy pads and just train him to use those, especially when we're not home or whenever we're sleeping past, I don't know, 6 a.m. and he has an accident, or in the middle of the night if he needs to go, because sometimes we take him out multiple times a day, like so many times a day. And sometimes he just won't go the last time that we go out at night, and we don't know how to make him understand that like this is your last time that you're gonna get to go. So I think the puppy pads are gonna be where it's at least overnight, and we'll still take him out regularly. Maybe he'll get over them, but I think that might be what we have to do. I've just got to get him used to that, so I'm gonna order some of those very soon and attempt to do that, Mr. Man, and see if that works. Tonight is one of our off nights. This is what it looks like, ready to top, and then we'll put them in the oven to melt all the ingredients. And we do sprinkle some parsley on there. Normally I would have like a garlic oil to wipe on it a few times while I'm cooking it, but I'm all out of garlic. I use jarlic just because I don't have the patience right now to cut up and prepare the regular fresh garlic. Even though it is available at my farmer's market, that's just one of those, there's a few things in my life that I just don't have the patience for. That is one of them. I do highly recommend, just a random kitchen note, if you have, oh bless you, if you have the ability to get like a nice little 3 to 5 gallon container, grow your own basil. Herbs in general are great to have, but basil is like pretty easy to cultivate and to grow as long as it doesn't get too hot. Like here it gets hot pretty fast, so they bolt pretty quickly, making it harder to use. But if I don't use it fresh with like pesto and stuff, I will let it dry. I'll cut up all the leaves and get rid of all the stems and stuff, and then dry it out real good, and then grind it up and make my own fresh basil. And you guys, it tastes so much better than that store-bought stuff. It seems so minuscule and weird, but I just have this little tiny Tupperware container that I grind up my basil and put it in there. I'll show it to you. This right here, it used to be in like a little bento box for lunches that we used to have, but now I use it for my basil container. And as you can see, I'm almost out. It was about halfway full the last time I did it, but I use this so much for almost anything that I think basil will work in, or anything that it calls for fresh basil or just basil. I use this instead of the store-bought stuff, which I do have store-bought. It's just different, and it's been in here forever. Like, I've had this for so long. So I try to keep basil every year. It's hard to grow. Sometimes I just borrow some from a friend who they've cultivated it, and then I put it in a pot and let it get big. Game changing for your food. What's your favorite pizza topping, by the way? I'm a meat girly. I don't really like veggies on my pizza. I like veggies in other things, just not my pizza. I think when I'm eating pizza, I'm not thinking about healthy. I'm thinking about flavor and being filled. My favorite pizza ever, specifically, is Pizza Hut's, I think they call it a brisket pizza. It's like barbecue, like shredded beef barbecue or something. And it's barbecue pizza. It's so good. Me and my grandmother used to eat that all the time. and it's still my favorite. It's so bad for you. Like, don't look at the nutritional value. It's a little treat. It's one of those little things I just get as a personal pan most of the time. Also want to show you some of the okra I've grown. I've grown so much okra this year. Like, my tomatoes didn't do anything. My squash didn't do anything. But my okra, it's one of the easiest things to grow in Mississippi. If you're in the South, I highly recommend okra if you like to eat it. Whether you like gumbo or fried okra or whatever you make with it, the easiest thing to grow. So I'm gonna have to point the camera down. These are the pizzas before they go in the oven to melt. So they look pretty good in my opinion. I just finished Camp Damascus. I don't feel like holding it right now, it's way over there. But it was not exactly what I had hoped for, but it wasn't bad. Like, I give this more of like a 3.75 as opposed to a 3 or a 4. I did round it up on 4 on Goodreads just because I didn't think it deserved a 3 necessarily. I kind of go back and forth between 3 and 4, so that's why I picked 3.75. If I had to say what I didn't like about it, it would be the plot holes that were in the story. Like, without spoiling too much, there were a few like historical things thrown in there about a bunch of different subjects and things. And while those were explained, there were others that could have been explained that weren't. So I feel like, just a personal preference, this would have been a really good duology. I think that I would like to have learned more about the bad guys of the story and the camp more than we got. I think it would have been interesting to maybe get flashbacks from camp, more fleshed out for our main character. Our main character is living at home with her parents in her 20s, her early 20s, which I thought was a little suspicious, not because that's not okay, like a lot of people do that, but because in her world, most of them were starting to get married and have kids and stuff. Like, that just seemed unnatural for her in her setting, almost like they're in a cult, it felt like the whole time. They did call it a cult at one point, but I was thinking that way before that was said, so I did feel pretty good about that. She's obviously gay, and they were trying to get her with this guy. It was interesting. Like, I'm trying to tell you some things without spoiling it. It was spooky. There was demon stuff in this. There was supernatural elements to it. There was a lot of religious stuff, a lot of religious folklore and legends and interpretations of religion and demonic presence and symbolism. I just think that it could have been a little more descriptive, because our character, our main girl, she's like really into facts and looking into like history and numbers and just information about the things that she's looking at. And I think that it could have been really cool to see her dive into some of the other elements that weren't explained in a second book, but we didn't get that. But it was still good. Like, I don't want to sound like it wasn't entertaining. It was a really fun ride. I did read it in like a 3 or 4 day span. It's just not something that I'm going to wildly recommend to people, because it is so toxic and homophobic, and not in the sense of the writer is saying those things. It's the characters are at a conversion camp, so of course they're going to be homophobic, and it was just difficult to read certain things, especially I can imagine if you are someone who deals with a very heavily toxic family. But it was good. I guess I recommend it if you're into stuff like that, occult, not triggered by homophobia and things like that. What's up? It's Editing Chelsea. I wanted to pop in here real quick before we get to the rest of the video and ask you guys to please like, comment, and subscribe if you're enjoying the video so far. This is a pretty long one for me. I kind of wanted to go through here and read at least 2, maybe 3 books, depending on how long it ends up being. But thank you for watching. Thank you for being here and supporting my channel. I do have another book that I'm going to start reading soon, so thank you so much, and I hope that you enjoy the rest of the video. So blurry. There we are. Hi, JB.
Hey, how's it going?
We this might be the start of a new vlog. I might be finishing up an old vlog. I don't know either way, but welcome either way to the video. Hope you're doing well. We just got to our hotel room. If you don't know, if I have not explained this yet, I sometimes just forget things. We are in Alabama, and my husband is getting his master's belt tomorrow at the tournament here for our karate stuff, and we have some students competing. Also tonight is the black belt test for the region, so there's gonna be a few kids and a few adults testing for their black belt. He might be judging, I don't know yet. We don't know for sure if he's judging or if we're just gonna watch, because we do have our first ever student testing for his black belt tonight. I'm probably not gonna show that unless I just get a quick clip, but we're just really gonna be paying attention and enjoying the company of our other studio members who are there. And tomorrow I'll probably put in some clips there as well, but it's gonna be fun. We're gonna have a good time. I'm mostly videoing for him, for his channel. If you haven't checked out his channel yet, please do so. I'll be sure to put it in the description, and I'll also put a pop-up right here for you to look at. So go check him out, especially if you are into martial arts, or if you're just slightly interested in my husband and what he does. Don't get too interested though. We have a special guest with us, Mr. Yang. Mr. Yang came with us because this is a pet-friendly hotel, which we love. We love a pet-friendly hotel.
We love a hydrated king. He just got done drinking all his waters. He's so hydrated.
Yeah, he's good baby. Big old forehead too. But anyways, I just wanted to do a little intro for y'all, say what we're doing so that the next clips make more sense and context. So I am currently reading. Let me actually update you on what I'm reading so that this is actually part of a reading vlog. So I am in the almost at the end of this volume of Kaiju number 8. This is volume 10. A really interesting concept just popped up in this that it just came out of nowhere, and I'm sure me and my husband will talk about that later because I have not had time to discuss it with him. But just this weird concept that just came out of nowhere popped up into this, and I'm just kind of weirded out that they just decided to throw that on us in the moment and not give us any kind of build up to it. I did bring some extra manga to read while I'm on this trip, just in case I get bored or I need some time filler stuff. He brought a couple too as well. They're both volumes of Kagurabachi. One day we'll remember that name without having to read it. And I also have my book, Forgery of Fate. This one I've been working on for a while. I'm not very far into it, but I do like it, so I will continue reading it. It's just not, it's not grabbing me. I don't think it's what I'm in the mood for right now. So I'm going to push through it because I know it's gonna be a good book, but I am looking forward to reading a horror book next. I'm just really in the mood for some scary stuff. I'm in a different place today. So for the sake of finishing this video, I know I keep saying I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that. Y'all, I'm really bad at following my own rules. So please forgive me. I have a totally different book that I'm going to read for the rest of this video. I don't know if I'll ever get back to the other ones. Not because I didn't like them. I'm sure they're all great based off of what I read of them. They all were very interesting to me. But I just lost interest suddenly in all of them, other than the one I just read. So I'm gonna read a different one for you today that I bought at the bookstore that's next door to our dojang, called William. This is by Mason Coyle, C-O-I-L-E, Coyle is how I'm gonna say it. It's a shorter horror novel, 213 pages long, and it's about a AI robot that this man builds called William that turns evil. I don't know anything more than that, but I just started it this morning. I'm about one chapter in, and so far it's this man who is, I think he's being like therapied by his wife, like she's a therapist or something, and he's recollecting a dream to her. So I think it's going to be this man who's gone through a lot of personal stuff, and he's going to create a robot, and it's not going to go well. So I'll let you guys know what I think. Hey friends, so I am still reading William. I'm really enjoying this so far. I think I'm just hitting chapter 6, not very far into it, as you can see by my bookmark. This story is really catching my attention at the moment, so I will be continuing to read this one for sure. It seems like it's going to be a quick read. I'll set you down for a sec. You're on like my little carport here. Right now we're really getting some backstory through dialogue and story of our main character. His name is Henry, and he is obviously going through a lot with his home life. His wife is kind of estranged to him. I don't think they're divorced. I think they still live together and are married, but they don't really love each other, or they're having some really big issues because he, I think, is an agoraphobic person, and so he stays home. He doesn't really go out much, and he's just become so afraid of people and being in public and interacting with people other than his creations, which are like AI robots, technology, things that he builds, because he and his wife are both like engineers. Their house is like super techy, so he can just be like lights on, lights off, you know, door open, things like that, and it'll happen because he has rigged the house to be like that. It's really easy to picture a lot of what's in this book so far, so I think the writing's good. It doesn't have super high ratings on Goodreads for some reason. I did notice that yesterday when I did scan this in as currently reading. Less than 4 stars, which is kind of interesting. I don't know what that means for me, but I'm still really excited to continue it. It's keeping my attention very, very closely. I picked this up because a bookseller at our local bookstore, when this first came out in hardcover, she said that her dad called her at like 3 a.m. or something and was like freaking out over this book, and she thought someone had died or something. So that just caught my attention back when that first came out, and then I saw it in paperback, so it was like really cheap, so I had to pick that up. Guys, I'm just gonna say this every video, especially when I am reading something I picked up from my local indie bookstore. Please stop buying your books from Amazon. Please stop giving your money to Amazon as much as you can. I understand that some people don't live near a bookstore, or don't have an indie bookstore, or maybe you can't get certain things shipped to your house just for reasons. Like, I know that I'm very privileged when I say this. I'm gonna ask you that if you are able-bodied, you have the money, you have the time, you are able to order from anywhere else, try to find an indie bookstore. A lot of them have websites that they can ship to you, or they have a collaboration agreement with another company that gives them part of the money for the book that you're purchasing. Like, my indie bookstore does that, so even if I don't want to go there physically, I can order something through their website from this other service that gives them some of the money, and then I get the book delivered. I did that during COVID. And if you can, go to a physical bookstore, even if it's full price, please support them instead of Amazon. I'm gonna preach this all the time because I am just so sick and tired of these business practices that they are producing, and I don't care if they come to me one day with $5 million sponsorship. I'm not ever doing it. Not that I'll ever get that famous or get that much recognition, but I have to stand on my morals when it comes to this company, and I just want you guys to support indie bookstores, your local library, can't talk, your local libraries, you know, borrow books from your friends, do things like that instead of giving money to this terrible company. Also, I'm very sick today, so I sound like crap, and I might not go to work tomorrow. Okay guys, so we're currently in Final Fantasy 14, and we just went back to Gridania to do some quests and stuff. And there's this band of like 6 people or more who are in the same costume, and they're all dancing, playing music, changing the costumes together. It is amazing. We're just really enjoying it. So if you are part of this group, thank you. This is bringing us so much joy. And they just asked for requests, and so now everybody's giving requests, and the Pokemon would be fun. Pokemon would be good. Yeah. That's so cool. Jonathan requested, I believe, a thing called Love, and they're playing it. Touching you, got to touch me. This is crazy. Anything called love, just listen to the rhythm of my heart. Hey everyone, so I did just finish William by Mason Coyle. This is a pen name, I found out. From, what was the original name? Andrew Piper is the author's real name. This is a pen name. I'm not sure why some authors decide to have pen names and sometimes not. So yeah, I really did enjoy this. I gave it 4 stars. It didn't get 5 stars from me because I think that maybe it could have gone a little more intense. Maybe it could have been a little more horrific. Granted, it is. This would be terrifying, especially if you have like an AI or robot phobia. I could see that really being the scariest book you've ever read. But for me, I'm not that terrified of that kind of thing, so it didn't really scare me as much as I'd hoped it would. But I had heard good things and I was not disappointed. The twist at the end, you guys, was so good. Like, I normally, you know, if you read a lot of horror or thrillers, you probably try to guess the ending, and if not, God bless you. I wish I could do that. Just enjoy the ride as it comes. I think I would enjoy books more that way. But I tend to, on accident, try to predict how it's going to end, or like if there's any twists, I try to see them coming a mile ahead. And a lot of times I get them. Sometimes it's just like a variation of what I say. But this one I didn't see coming at all, so that was really refreshing. I haven't had that happen in a long time, and I really liked it. It's a pretty short book, less than 300 pages, so it's not like you're gonna have to spend a ton of time reading this one. And it was really fun. Like, I'm really gonna think about this one for a little while. I might not remember all the details, but that's the fun of rereading books eventually, is keeping ones that I know I liked and then years later rereading it. So this one will be staying in my home collection library. Really excited to have that. I try to keep only 3 stars and up, and that's only 3 stars that I think I could potentially like more in the future. If I don't think I'll like it more, I'll get rid of it, like resell it, give it away, donate it, trade it in for more books, those kind of things. But this one's a keeper for me. I do recommend it. I haven't really heard anyone on BookTube talking about it, at least not the people that I've been watching. And the only reason I found out about this was from my local indie bookstore. They recommended it. They had one of those little employee blurbs inside of it, so it intrigued me, and I'm glad I picked it up because this was fun. We're following this man named Henry. He is married to this woman named Lily, and they live in like a mansion, and it's all high tech. Like, it's an old home. They kept the style, but they upgraded all the tech, so everything is done by voice command or with a code. It's very computerized and digital world, new age, AI, computers and all that, and everything is updated. So if they have to open a door, they say door open. The only thing they have like a key for is the front door getting in the house. So that's the only thing that's not upgraded in high tech. Then Henry creates a robot named William, and he's AI, so he is learning. He learns, he reads, he listens to music, and he starts to develop kind of like an evil presence within him, and that's where the story takes off. So I don't want to spoil it for you, but it's really fun. That twist was really good. Check it out. I really hope you do. But yeah, guys, that is all I have for you in this vlog. I do apologize for how long it has taken me to film this and edit it and upload it. I did put out a poll on my YouTube months ago, I believe, asking what kind of video you want to see, and this is the result of that poll. So whenever you vote on that community tab in my polls, you are helping decide the kind of videos that I do produce. I'm sorry it took that long, but I promise you there's reasons behind it, behind the scenes, that I just don't really think you want to know about. One of them was I was sick. So yeah, I am feeling better. I still have like a little bit of a cough, but I am feeling so much better than I was a week ago. It was bad, y'all. Please remember to like, comment, and subscribe for more bookish content from me, or if you really like manga, I read a lot of manga as well. So I hope you guys have a fantastic day, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye, guys.